And there's a turnover, 2-on-1. Oh, Doctor! Sidi and Deere with the hammer. Hassan French the rebound, gave it away though. McGowan's with the finish. Doubled, spins out of it, and Deere. Yes, sir! Oui, oui, monsieur.
I like that call.
Goodwin, attack mode, finds Isabel. Oh, what a follow by French. Came flying in to put St. Louis in front. 6.5 to play, 1 point SLU lead. And Deere leaves it for Ellison. The captain delivers. Welcome back to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. St. Louis out to an early 10-8 lead on Pitt. Both teams unbeaten. With Rob Kennedy, I'm Jonathan Yardley. Rob, one of the things we wanted to find out today, how for real is this young Pitt team? Where has St. Louis maybe exposed them early?
Well, they've done it with their defense. I mean, they've already challenged shots at the rim. They've got a couple of blocks, 3 steals.
Pitt and St. Louis squaring off on the undercard this afternoon. NIT season tip-off doubleheader tomorrow. Kansas and Marquette, Tennessee and Louisville. Jeff Capel looking on as his Pitt team 5-0 on the year, out to a 3-point lead. You learned anything new about either squad in the early going here? We've seen that St. Louis defense, and we've seen some of the Pitt youth in ways both good and bad.
Exactly. I think both teams, this is about what they expected in this ball game. Close, hard fought, and a lot more defense than offense.
Tony grabbed the rebound and then drew a foul. It's the second on Jordan Goodwin, who's been most of the St. Louis offense today. 6 Billikens now with 2 fouls in the first half. Tony goes to the free throw line where he's hit once today.
And they'll have 40 attempts from the foul line after these 2 already. We've got 3 and change to play here in the first half. They put a lot of pressure on you by driving the basketball. You think of some teams who get to the line because they're posting up and they've got a lot of interior guys that can body it. For Pitt, it's a lot more dribble, drive, and penetration, putting some pressure on the defense.
We'll talk more about the ACC at halftime, but is that style of play going to translate to the ACC?
Well, certainly, you've got to be able to break defenses down, especially if they're going to pressure you out on the perimeter. But you've also got to be able to make some three-point shots to keep teams at bay, especially in the ACC, which is off to such a great start here.
DJ Foreman with 7 and a 1-3-1, I should say, here from St. Louis.
We've seen him mix it up.
Now they drop off into the 2-3. Terrell Brown inside. Gets his own rebound. Can't finish, but he draws the foul against Foreman. Billiken bench incredulous.
As well as the cheering section behind the bench.
They called it on Goodwin, which is his 3rd, rather than Foreman, for whom it would have been his 1st. And the officials warning both teams. Now, who's the foul on here? Because this is interesting. Oh, there's Goodwin. Okay.
Yep, and he clearly slapped down. Looked like it got a piece of the arm as well as some of the basketball.
You can see Foreman's reaction. He's saying, I didn't touch him, but
he was right.
Yeah,
he didn't.
The foul was on someone else. And that means we're going to go even deeper into the St. Louis rotation. Again, they've only played 8 this year. No Tremaine Isabel. We'll try and get you an update on that. Their starting point guard. And so we're going to see the 6'4" Icelandic freshman Yngvi Gudmundsson.
Despite all that, St. Louis has been able to hang around, trailing by 3 if you're Travis Ford. Just trying to survive these last 2 minutes and 23 seconds, get to the locker room, try to regroup, get some of those guys with foul trouble back out on the floor.
A lot of points left at the foul line. Pitt 14 for 22, so under 67%.
Nearly another steal opportunity there for Ellison.
4 freshmen on the floor for the Billikens. We did not expect to see that today. We billed them as the more experienced group. And there's a turnover, 2-on-1. Oh, Doctor! Sidi and Deer with the hammer.
Oh, dear. And dear.
Pitt trying to drop the hammer on this young St. Louis group. Hankton with the pull-up. All Panthers right now, but Fred Thatch snuck inside, got position, and did draw a foul there. He'll get to the free throw line.
Oh, St. Louis has had too many turnovers, and these turnovers have led to Pitt getting out on the break. Coming right at you.
How about the cock of the arm? He was going for it all the way, Sidi Ndir.
He knew that was coming. I'm not sure everybody else did.
Anybody else. Most experienced Panther with 71 career games. He's been in the NCAA tournament twice. There's Tremaine Isabel, the leading scorer for St. Louis, 14.5 a game. He had 13 against Seton Hall, but fouled out. And again, we haven't gotten word yet on why he's not playing today.
Yeah, guys,
at least so far.
Yep. Guy who's been in double figures in all 4 of their games. The grad transfer from Drexel.
Now, they've been in the New York area, remember, since Friday. So you wonder how everybody handled that experience. But again, no word on why Isabel's not in there. And Deer having himself a first half. He knocks down the triple.
And a nice find and feed by Terrell Brown, using his 6'10 size to look over top and find Ndir wide open from beyond the 3. Just his second made 3 on the season.
Largest lead for either team. Gudmundsson thought he had the range, but it's a one-and-done possession. Travis Ford, his hands on his head. Oh, my God, look at Travis Ford. What are you doing?
Not the shot that they needed, but that's what's happening when you've got 4 freshmen on the floor who haven't played minutes.
I don't know if I've ever seen a coach grimace quite that obviously at a decision one of his players has made.
As we said, all you were trying to do in that last 2.5 minutes is hang on. And the way you do that is run through offense, get good looks, don't turn the basketball over, and hope to convert on some of those open looks.
The longer your possession goes, the less time Pitt has to attack you as you're just trying to get to the second half and get your starters back in.
Exactly. That's one of the hard things for freshmen sometimes. Remember, Jonathan, most of them are stars at the high school level. Gudmundsson played for the Icelandic national team all summer, and so guys are used to getting up shots. They're the man. Well, when you come on in for your first minutes of your collegiate career, you ain't the man. You got to pass the ball, get everybody involved. That's why you saw Travis Ford holding his head saying, oh, my goodness, what the heck are we doing?
I would have loved to see the reaction if he had made it, because I think his head still would have been in his hands, but he might have been smiling. Again, they break the trap, but Foreman able to recover and slap it out of bounds.
That's why you drop to the level of the basketball. Good job coming on the backside, on the weak side of that 1-3-1.
Not the first time, of course, Travis Ford and Jeff Capel have squared off. Bedlam basketball rivalry, OU and Oklahoma State in the Big 12 in their previous jobs. St. Louis gets the turnover. Thatch will slow it down.
There were a few more people in the building in those matchups. I can guarantee you that. There's not a whole lot of bedlam going on with a small crowd here on the matinee.
4-second differential between game and shot clocks. The bedlam is in the execution of Travis Ford's game plan. Foreman putting his body on the line and some English on the ball to score inside.
Well, there's the one senior making a big play.
Ndir came up short. Demarius Jacobs and Trey McGowan's not happy after McGowan's threw the ball off Jacobs, trying to keep possession for Pitt.
And I think we're going to get a double technical heading to the locker room. And remember, that's going to be a personal foul on each of them. If that is indeed the case, I think they were jawing at each other, and I think we're going to see that.
What an interesting first half. St. Louis led for the earlier portion of it, but Pitt rolling along and getting St. Louis in foul trouble. Panthers by 5 at the half.